A country with a population of only 155,000, a small island in the Caribbean that is dreaming. Curacao make their World Cup debut at the 2026 edition, and they are hoping to cause some massive surprises. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Full House Sports. Here myself, Charlie. A reminder for the video stats to please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as we try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Yes, it is on to Group D and onto the small island nation of Curacao, who are the smallest nation population-wise to ever qualify for the tournament. Like I say, a population of only 155,000. The story of Curacao is actually, well, it goes without saying, is an incredible one. They are only recognised by FIFA in 2011. They played their first, or recognised by 2010, played their first friendly in 2011. So they've only actually been technically playing FIFA recognised and CONCACAF recognised international football for around about 14 years now. To already have qualified for the World Cup is quite frankly incredible. Now, Curacao is a former Dutch colony and still is technically an island dependency of the Netherlands. And they certainly have used that to their advantage in international football in some aspects. Of course, Dick Advocaat has recently come back into their coaching. He was the one who saw them through qualifying at the age of 78, the former Rangers and Sunderland manager who has been incredibly successful at club level. He will become the oldest manager to ever manage at a FIFA World Cup when he takes charge of them. Now, he did initially resign after qualifying Curacao for the tournament. He resigned due to his daughter's poor health. However, the players didn't take to new coach Fred Rutten, also a Dutchman, and were allegedly begging the Curacao FA to please reinstate Advocaat. Advocaat's daughter's health has thankfully improved in the Netherlands, which meant that he sort of made himself available again, saying he could take the job if they were wishing. Initially, the FA said no, that they were going to back Rutten. However, only a couple of days ago, Rutten was sacked and Advocaat rehired, who, so like I say, at 78 will take charge of his first tournament. He's also through qualified with a group that featured Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, two Caribbean nations that have previously qualified for the tournament. Of course, Jamaica, managed by Steve McLaren, and they managed to see themselves through. Built on, again, solid defensive organisation. They drew 0-0 with Jamaica and 1-1 with Trinidad and Tobago, also featuring wins over the island of Bermuda as well, is what saw them through to qualifying for this tournament. It is, as I say, an incredible story. They're a side as well that have not relied on, but have certainly made use of, as of a few nations actually at this tournament, have made use of their diaspora. Of course, because of the colony links, the colonial links with the Netherlands, they have managed to get some players who come through the Dutch system but have Curacao in their blood, Curacao heritage, to come over. Players, for example, like former Man United youth graduate Tahith Chong is one of those who's a prime example. And he's a player that Curacao will be hoping to rely on at this tournament. Another player that springs to mind and would be one that's recognisable is former Rangers and Huddersfield player Judinho Bakuda, who is also qualified for Curacao through, I say, parental heritage as well. Their group is very tough. They have Germany and the Ivory Coast in it. That's not going to be easy. But I guess what they'll be hoping for is to try and maybe to do what they've done in qualifying and grab a few draws. Grab a point, I think, is an incredible achievement for Curacao. They are already written off. We'll get to have a look at them actually on the 30th of May. They play Scotland in a friendly. Scotland have decided to play them, I guess, with a view to what they're going to have in Haiti in their opening game. So British fans will get to have a look at Curacao before the main event. And of course, with Dick Advocaat being in charge, that understandably makes it quite an exciting potential tournament as well. Sorry, friendly in Scotland with his Rangers links. Like I say, I don't expect too much from Curacao, to be honest with you, but it's a fantastic story. It's a beautiful island. And it's a place that I think wants to be, is putting itself out there on the global stage. It's a fantastic story getting to the tournament. What they do with it, I'm not too sure. But you know what? Fair play to them for getting through. And let's say this is the advantage of having an extended tournament, is we get to see nations like this, lesser known nations, with, let's say, a veteran as a manager who's known on these shores, some players who've come over to represent a nation of their heritage. And for me, that's, in a way, what this expanded World Cup should be all about. As always, please like, comment and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is another one of our FIFA World Cup team previews. They're all on my channel. I've gone through Group A, Group B and Group C. Now we're on to Group D. And as always, have a great day.